Hi and welcome to this short video. I just want to talk to you in this video about your time that you're going to put into your property journey. Okay? So in previous videos I've talked about whether you have a property job or whether you're a property investor. But either way, you're going to be committing some time to the journey. You know, I commit half an hour a week to my journey. I'm in investor mode half an hour a week. I know people who commit 50 hours a week to their property journey. They're totally in job mode and they commit 50 hours a week. There's no right or wrong. There's what's right for you. But here's one thing that I notice time and time again, and it's the distinction that can make a big difference. Once you've decided, what time you're going to put into this, let's say you're 7 hours a week that you're going to put in this. You've decided to give up watching TV to find the 7 hours. By the way, if you're time pressured and you don't already watch TV, if you watch TV, just stop watching so much TV. But if you're time pressured and you don't watch TV, just get up out of bed an hour earlier every day. That will get you 7 hours a week. You've got 7 hours a week now for property investing, so don't tell me you're time pressured. You know, if I was face to face with you right now, you go, Aaron, you don't understand. I'm tired. If I get out of bed an hour early, I'll be exhausted. Can't do that day after day, week after week. We all know if we look after ourselves better, if we put less rubbish in our mouths, if we drink the right amount of water, if we do the right breathing exercises and look after our body, this is our temple, we can sleep an hour less every night. Because we're not digesting all this rubbish or having to sleep while our body deals with all these toxins. We all know that. Educated people, we know that. That gets us 7 hours a week back. How important is this? Is this a 9 or 10 of importance, or just a 2 or 3 of importance? Okay. So once we've worked out our time, so I'm saying to you, I'm challenging you, but you can find time for this journey. You can find time. Once you've worked out the time you're going to spend, you need to lock that time in your diary. Locked in. If this is seriously important to you, a 9 or a 10, you need to show up for it. You need to make sure it happens, that you're going to get there. You do that by locking something in. If you have a job, and so, lots of you will have, if you have a job and your job hours are 9 a.m. till 6 p.m., you have to show up for 9 a.m. If not, you get sacked. You have to work till 6 p.m. If not, you get sacked. If somebody looked at your property job right now, or your property investment job, what would they say? Would they sack you, or would they keep you employed? If you're a 5 hours a week person, are you doing 5 hours a week, every week, week in, week out? Would they sack you, or would they keep you employed? Because it's stuff we do in our own time and we have no boss and we're not accountable, our efficiencies often drop massively. And the first efficiency is not even doing the hours that we said we were going to do. So whatever hours you're going to do needs to be a consistent commitment. So if I'm doing 7 hours a week, I might say on Thursday afternoons between 3 and 6 p.m., and on Friday evening between 6 and 10 p.m., that's my property journey time. Or every morning from 8 till 9, that's 5 hours, and then all my lunch times from 12 till 1, that's another 5, so that's my 10 hours. We need to lock it in. It needs to be in our diary fixed. If someone now says, are you free for lunch on Thursday? I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm working. What do you mean you're working? You get a lunch break. Well, I work on my property business then. You don't have any properties? No, not yet, but I will have. It needs to be locked in your diary. Someone says, let's go to the pub, it's Friday night, let's go to the pub. I'm sorry, 6 till 10 p.m, I'm working on property, I can come to the pub at 10:15. It needs to be locked in the diary and fixed and rigid, and we're doing it. And I don't just mean for a week or 2 weeks. We've all been on a diet. Well, we haven't all been on a diet. I haven't. But people go on a diet. They do a week of dieting. And then they eat loads for 3 weeks. And then they wonder why the diet didn't work. Okay? It's the same with this. You need to decide a number of hours that you can consistently commit to. And for the next year, just do it. Because if that's 5 hours a week, over the next year, you'll do 250 hours. You will get shifts. Okay? The next piece of this is to make sure that time is efficiently spent. So again, if you're employed by someone else, you can't turn up and work from 9 till 6 and be really inefficient and rubbish. You'll get sacked. So what are you doing in your property world? Now, by watching these videos of mine, you're learning how to be efficient. You're learning the skill sets that you need to take you to that next level. But we need to make sure we're totally efficient with our time, that we're committed, we're focused, we know where we're going, we know our outcomes. So every single week, if I'm doing 7 hours a week, what are the outcomes at the end of last week? I've reviewed my week. I've said, what are my top 2 achievements? And what are the top 3 outcomes I want to achieve next week? Hopefully I've done those with my accountability partner as well as an aside. But that's a different story, different video. But I've reviewed with my accountability partner, I've set my goals, I know what my top 3 outcomes are for this week, and I'm laser focused, that's what I'm working on. I'm not going to get distracted by other stuff, I'm not going to get other stuff coming and distract me. I've cleared out my stuff that's worth less than my hourly rate. So I don't suddenly have the pressure that I've got 2 hours to work on property, but the bins need emptying, and my wife's not going to be happy if they're not done. Or my husband's not going to be happy if they're not done. I'm going to make sure that that stuff is out with, because this is my job time. Okay. Getting rigorously focused in that way is awesome. The other thing in terms of efficiencies is thinking about your hourly rate. So what are you worth per hour? And then once you understand your hourly rate, what are you worth per hour? What jobs are you doing for less than that? In this time, stop it. You know, when I started out, tight Yorkshireman, when I was first on my investment journey, there was no way I was paying for a letting agent. It was like crazy. Total waste of my money. Now I'm like, you don't have a letting agent? You're crazy. Because my hourly rate, I believe I'm worth a lot more than it costs me to pay a letting agent to manage that. Yes, it might only take them 5 or 6 hours per month to look after my particular property. But that's 5 or 6 hours I've got back. That's costing me 50 or 60 quid. And that's freeing me up, and I can, in those 5 or 6 hours, earn a few £100 or a few £1,000. I'll go do that and let them look after the property for me. I'll outsource. So don't say, well, I'm doing 7 hours a week, but I'm just collecting rents in the 7 hours. Someone else can collect the rents, and you should be looking to bat at a higher level. So here's the 2 actions out of this video. Make sure you're crystal clear on what your commitment is. In fact, there's more than 2. Crystal clear on what your commitment is. Then share that with all the loved ones around you so they know how important it is to you and they know it's locked in. Secondly, work out what are your top 3 goals for this quarter in this area and get them written down clearly. So then you're more focused in the time. And then for the next week, what are your top 3 goals? Thirdly, put in your diary for the end of each week to review what you've done during that week. Celebrate the top 2 achievements. Set your outcomes for the following week. Okay. Fourthly, make sure this is locked in your diary. If you're 7 hours, there should be 7 hours in your diary by the end of this exercise. If it's 5 hours in there, but it should be in for the next 3 months. Set in the diary, done, locked down. That's the time you're spending. And then finally, work on that time being as efficient as possible. You can only be as efficient as you know how. But what stuff you can lose out of that? And what's the stuff you need to be spending your time doing? If you're looking to buy your next house, you need to be finding awesome deals. How are you going to get awesome deals put in front of you? That's what you should be focused on if you're looking to buy your next house. Not managing any you've currently got, not playing on Rightmove. What are you going to do to make sure you buy outstanding properties? There's nothing more that makes you more creative than when you have to sit there and you've got 3 hours of work to do and you've no idea what to do, and you're like, I know I need to find some houses. What do I do next? I've got to sit here for 3 hours and work on this. You start to then say, well, I'll try this, I'll try this, I'll try. You start working on it instead of, I'll only do it if it's easy on a plate and it's not locked in. Poor results. Poor results. So go take those 5 actions now. They will move you to the next level. Invest with knowledge, invest with confidence, create financial freedom, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.